Good morning, everyone. We're back. Sorry, it's been a couple weeks, I think. Right? Has it been?
Yeah, we were. I was off for Easter and a couple things, but
Oh yeah,
you might have been posting on your own though too.
I've posted one or two here and
Yeah,
there,
I gotta look at them.
but we're back, and Gabby's here as always.
Hello, everybody.
So, what are we going to be talking about today?
All right. Well, I thought of kind of an interesting topic we could talk about. I know it might be a little bit controversial, but it's good to discuss and hear what we have to say about it. So the topic is actors, actresses. Help me,
Yeah.
actresses, in their role. People who are playing maybe a role where that person has a disability, but the actor or actress does not in real life have a disability. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate, John, and pick your brain a little bit.
Oh,
But
oh boy.
what's your initial thoughts on that subject?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I mean, unless they're actually disabled.
Okay. So you would rather have them have an actor or actress who has that disability?
Or has a disability. It doesn't mean it doesn't need to be a specific disability as long as it's a disability.
Okay, so if the
Even if like it's
person,
autism or something
yeah,
like that.
you would rather them if the actor is supposed to be portraying somebody with autism,
Right.
do you feel like that actor should also have autism, or you're saying the actor could have any type of disability?
Any kind of disability. You know.
Okay,
I mean, unless it calls for a certain disability.
that's what I'm saying. Like the role is
Yeah,
for a
like if it,
specific disability.
yeah, like if it's like, okay, let's take Good Doctor for instance.
Okay.
He's supposed to be an autistic doctor,
Mhm.
but he's not autistic.
Mhm. So you don't like that?
I don't. I like the show,
Yeah.
but I don't like the premise.
You don't like the fact that he doesn't actually the
Right.
actor itself.
Right.
Okay. Well, what if the here's my point is just some people, like say somebody has dementia or somebody has a disability where it would interfere with them being able to remember the lines and be able to do the job per se, you know, but you also don't want that population to be neglected and then nobody like that disability isn't portrayed out there for people to
Right.
understand, right? So what do you think about that?
That's a little touchy
Mhm.
because it's kind of hard to have somebody with dementia
Yeah.
actually play a dementia patient or whatever, an
Yeah.
actor or whatever, and then not remember the lines.
Mhm. So you understand like that
Yeah,
type of
that's fine.
concept?
And people like who has like people like people with like Parkinson's and stuff.
Mhm.
Some of them have really bad Parkinson's, like really bad,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be having them be on in front of the camera trying to do their lines, and they're practically shaking really bad.
Mhm.
That wouldn't be fair to them.
So are you saying more so like I guess it depends on the disability being portrayed like some if the role could be somebody who has that disability where it doesn't like interfere with the job, you would prefer
Yes.
them to be hired. So like a physical disability,
Yes.
I feel is more people could agree like more on that because technically there's no you can still do the job
Right.
and have a physical disability
Right.
and act because there's no like if there's nothing cognitive.
Right.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't remember the show, but it was on for a long time,
Mhm.
and the kid had Down syndrome,
Okay.
but he was functioning, highly functioning.
Mhm.
I can't remember what the name of the show was. It was a big hit on like it was on ABC. It's like on Sunday nights.
Okay. I can look. I can try to Google it.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but I liked that show because it was based on him
And he was able to fit
Yeah,
the role, and he did have
right.
a.
And he had a disability. What's the name?
I don't know. It says Born This Way.
No, that's a good one too.
What happened to Tyler on Life Goes On?
Life Goes On.
That was that it?
Life Goes On.
Okay, I haven't seen that. I'll have to.
Oh my god, that's a good show.
Oh, okay.
He was
Oh wow! It says that it came out in 1989.
right, and it stayed out until probably 90 what 3 or 4.
Okay, so Life Goes On
Let's
is an
see.
American drama television series that aired on ABC from September 12th, 1989 to May 23rd, 1993. The show centers on the Thatcher family living in the suburban Chicago. Drew, his wife Libby, and their children Paige, Rebecca, and Charles, who is known as Corky. Life Goes On was the first television series to have a major character with Down syndrome. Wow, learn something new every day. I didn't know
Yeah,
that. That's really cool.
that was a good show, and I liked that show because he was real. He was authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even like some of these shows out today, like even like WWE wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have a person in a wheelchair, but they're not really in a wheelchair. They're just acting.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
do you find that's kind of like insulting a little bit?
kind of, yes.
Okay.
To me.
Yeah.
Maybe not to others. People be like, oh, well, they gotta have a job somehow. I get that, but I feel it kind of mocking us.
Mm-hmm. Because they can get up and walk.
Yeah.
And
At the end of the day, when they say cut, he can get up off that chair and walk away.
yeah.
I can't say, okay, cut, and I can get up and walk out of my wheelchair. No, not that easy.
Yeah.
Not even close. But, yeah, like that other one you were saying, Born Like This,
Born This Way.
Born This Way, I knew it was something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has a disability.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a cerebral palsy he has.
Yeah.
He really does have cerebral palsy. It's not as bad as the show's making it out to be, but he does have it.
Yeah. But it's like spreading awareness to
Yes.
maybe like the progression of it or what,
Right.
you know. So do
Right.
you feel you're in agreement though? Like you'd rather be. Do you feel
Plus, I
like
don't
people
like
with
how they portray
disabilities
us.
should be okay? What do you feel about that?
I do know a lot. Like I was saying, like I said, like having disabilities more severe than they actually really are.
Okay.
You don't need to do that. You know, it just shows us in a really different light. And I think that's why people with disabilities are not well known yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think about it, 30 years, 40 years ago, or no, longer than that, before I was born, 70s, 60s, people with disabilities, they were shunned to a room with lock key and don't open the door
Mm-hmm.
unless you're shoving food through. And even then, they don't do that. So we've come a long way in that aspect of life.
So do you like that people with disabilities are being represented more in television shows and TV though in general, or would you rather not have any representation at all?
No, I would,
Um,
but
I'm saying like if it's you would rather
if
them
they
be
present,
played as
yeah,
something.
and I mean, if they're going to portray us,
Yeah.
don't. If
Like consult somebody with that disability and make it be
yeah, look at
real.
back in the day, Tom Tom Cruise, Rain Man.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He spent months
Mm-hmm.
because that was based on a true story.
Yeah.
So he spent months and months with that guy,
Mm-hmm.
the actual guy that he was playing, to learn to
Like his mannerisms.
learn his stuff, like mannerisms and his
Mm-hmm.
tact and his all his other stuff that his disability has, and he learned it and he mastered it.
So do you feel like you respect that a
Yes.
little bit more because you know he didn't have a disability, but he put the time and effort to
Yes,
portraying
absolutely.
the character accurately?
If you have a script that says, "Okay, you're going to be in a wheelchair today," okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, If you're gonna learn about being disabled. Like I always say, people need to be in a wheelchair for at least one day in their life,
Hmm.
even if it's just for pretend.
Did I tell you what they used to? What one of my classes? What we did?
Huh?
So uh, it was inclusive leisure class when I was in college, and we each for 2 days we were each assigned a wheelchair and told that we had to use it for everything all around campus. I didn't have my seatbelt on. I hit a pothole. I flew on the road. I was like, oh my gosh. Then the campus is super. There's a lot of hills.
Yeah.
So I was trying to go up the hill and I was like going to be late to class, and I like got out of the wheelchair and started pushing it, and my professor was like, she understand like I did need to go to class, but she was like, yeah, so don't do that, and if you need to get somebody to push you, then because
Right.
which was good. I was just like, oh, you're right, but you had to. It was a whole new perspective, and it
Right. Like
helped me realize.
when you fell out of the chair, what did you do? Just dust yourself up off and get up back in the chair?
Yeah, but that's
Was
not
anybody
real.
around you?
Probably. I'm like, lift me up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it should have been. You
Yeah.
shouldn't like it should have been like you're a person with a disability. You need to have somebody with you. You need an aid.
Yep. Like
That
I
way,
assigned them.
yep.
Yeah.
Like if you fell out of your chair like you did,
Yeah.
they'd have to pick you up and put you in that chair.
But it did. I will say it still did make me realize like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't just
Don't
say like go
realize.
get up, but I was like I'm on the ground. I'd have to get somebody to help me. Like you know what I mean? It just
Right.
it still gave me that perspective. But you're right.
You thought of it, but you didn't really.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah. But I do think you're right. I think that's really a really cool thing that people should have to experience, not for sympathy, but just to empathize.
Yeah.
You know?
I've asked a couple friends of mine who have brain injuries,
Okay.
but they're still with it. They're still there, so to speak. But I asked him. I said, "Okay, let me ask you a question." He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Before your accident, before you ended up being disabled, what did you think about people with disabilities?" And they were like, he was like, "You know, I never even gave you guys a second thought."
Mm. Yeah.
Same way.
It's important to spread awareness.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do here, people.
Exactly. People don't realize how precious your legs are until you don't have them anymore.
I think people are able-bodied to really take things for granted.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you can too in different ways about different things, but
right.
As far as this topic,
yes,
for sure.
This topic for sure. I don't want to say I was one of the lucky ones because I wasn't really lucky, but I was one of the lucky ones to not have to know what it's like to walk and talk.
So do you feel like almost?
I don't know anything else but this.
Yeah.
You know, I've had dreams to where I was like this, and then a miracle surgery came around.
Really?
And I got the surgery, and then I was walking again.
Wow.
But then tragedy happened that I was so excited I was walking, running and stuff like that, where I ran out in front of a car and got hit by a car. I'm disabled all over again.
That was wild. I don't know if it's a dream, but
I don't know. That's
kind of
more
was
of a
a
nightmare.
dream. It was a dream, nightmare.
Nightmare dream
Yeah.
kind of deal. But yeah, that's.
So when you dream, do you dream of yourself being in a like? Are you in a wheelchair in your dreams, or sometimes you dream and you're able-bodied?
Depends on the dream I have.
Okay.
Depends on what kind of dream I have.
That's something I've always just wondered, like.
Right.
In your dream, if your wheelchair, because a wheelchair is a big part of your life, you know.
It is my life. If I didn't have this, I'd be like laying in bed all my life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I just didn't know, because I don't know if you've ever thought of this, but I've heard people talk about it. I've never had a dream that my phone was in it. Like, have you had a dream and remember, like, being on a phone call or being on, like, texting or being on your computer? Like,
I remember having a call.
Okay.
But not having the phone.
Interesting.
Like you're holding something to your ear, but you're not really.
Interesting. Okay.
Just your hand up to the ear.
Yeah. I don't know, off topic, but I just thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. It's kind of like, yeah, sometimes I feel like our brains, we don't always dream about certain things. So I just didn't know if you
No.
had your chair in your dream as all. Dreams.
Some of them depend on the dream.
Okay. Yeah, because it's a huge part of your life. Same social media is a big part of people's lives now and their phones, and that's how they
Yeah.
communicate. So,
Sometimes I think a little too much.
for
But
sure.
that's different.
You're a
topic.
culprit of that too. Me too.
I'm not that big of a culprit when it comes to my phone.
Well, yeah, not your phone. More the computer.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Yeah.
The way the world's turning today,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be all computers by the time we're all old and gray. Older and gray, I should say.
I know. We gotta spend more time in nature. I'm telling you, it's important.
Hell, even deer are gonna have computers eventually.
Yeah. All right. So back to the topic. So we talked about Rain Man, and you said you do appreciate how the actor literally did his research and hung out
Right.
with the guy and portrayed his character accurately.
Yes, absolutely. That's the best way to be.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
if you're gonna have a character with it's gonna have a disability,
Mm-hmm.
learn him. Learn. Don't just go into a thing going making stuff up,
Yeah. Gotcha.
thinking, oh, this is how I'm supposed to act, and you're not even close.
Yeah. So do your research.
Yeah, do your research.
Get the experience. Immerse yourself in the character and that type of thing.
Yep.
What about
And actually, the guy,
what'd you say?
what you call it, the guy that played him won best actor.
Really?
He won an award for his portrayal,
That's awesome.
and the guy that he betrayed awarded him with the award.
Really? That's really great. That's inclusivity at its finest.
That's right.
Love it.
Yep. I love it.
So your main thing is you kind of have like an understanding about maybe more the cognitive or mental disorders and why
Yeah.
people might have somebody who's able-bodied play them, but you want them to research it and really understand. But as far as the physical disability, I think they could do, but you think they could do better in that realm.
Yes.
Like there's no reason why. I'm sure there's actors out there who have a physical disability of
Oh, yeah.
some sort who could portray it.
They say people that have glasses that's a disability. I think that's pushing it.
Yeah, I think that's what
I don't think that. I mean, yes, I get that part kind of do, because you got to have your vision to be able to see, and if you can't see, you're blind. So yeah, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't.
But like
Some people
having
use that for
glasses
example.
is one thing because it's able to correct your vision, but having total blindness is a little different.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. It's an interesting thought. Wild. This world's wild.
This world's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
So I'll be your agent. What kind of movie you want to do?
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Would you ever think of acting though? Would that be
I've
something?
thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a lot of times when they have like movies that are being made here in Pittsburgh,
Mm-hmm.
and they have for extras.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always wanted to get down and just be an extra, just be sitting around like pretending I'm talking to somebody at a cafe.
You're right. That you don't see a lot of maybe like sometimes the main character, but you don't see a ton of extras in movies who are just like
Disabled.
yeah, and being there. They're not like you go down to the movies. You were just telling me going to the bars and stuff like that. Like
Right.
maybe just normalizing and having people in wheelchairs or with disabilities in the background in the community, just in the shows and movies, would I feel like help spread awareness a lot.
Well, but like I said before, we're getting a lot better now.
Yeah.
You know, started back in '89 with Corky.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a progress.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And we're making good progress.
Yeah.
Every aspect of life when it comes to people with disabilities.
It's not over yet, though.
And that's why we're here. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, Gabby.
If you guys have any opinions or questions or anything like that for John, please let us know. We can talk more about it. But I think it's important to hear you out, John, and also hear other people out and start that conversation because, I mean, controversy is a part of our lives and it's important to discuss different opinions and why we have them.
Absolutely. Okay, I have a question for everybody out there. If I would, if I would do a stream, one stream, like I have like a certain, like say every 6 months do a stream. Would you guys come hang out with me and talk and cut and I don't know what's another word for talking?
Discuss like
Discuss stuff and just BS for a little bit to get to know each other and stuff like that. If you guys would, let me know. Maybe we can do something about that soon.
yeah, so like live stream, then people kind of comment stuff and you answer their
Right,
and
absolutely.
discuss. Amazing, love
Right,
it.
so tell me what you guys think of that and let me know.
Let a man know.
Alright, guys. Thank you again for listening. Like, subscribe, and comment on this video, my other videos I have. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I have almost 800 subscribers.
Woo! All right.
Let's go for that 900.
Let's do it.
let's get that. Let's get that up there higher. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll just talk to you guys later. Love y'all. I'll talk to you soon.